For there are concerns from some teachers. Their concern is that although there's a curriculum they are supposed to work with, the syllabus is available, textbooks that would help them, the teaching material is not available. What is the challenge? How come teachers have been told that this is the curriculum, these are the syllabus we're going to use, yet the textbooks are not available?
Okay, thank you, David. This keeps coming each and every day.
Because we don't solve it.
Yeah. Okay. We've moved to we've done a major review of curriculum. Of course, every 5 years you will do a review, but at a time or a point in time you decide to do a major review, and that is what Ghana opted of looking at what has been happening in the past few days. And so for 2028 the nation decided to have a reform, and that is how come even NaCCA was established. Now
2028 or 2008?
2008.
You said 2028.
Oh, sorry, 2018.
It was 2018.
2018. Okay, so and in developing or moving into a major review, definitely there will be challenges in trying to develop new textbooks. And so in NaCCA, in developing the curriculum, realized that it will take some time. And David, let me tell you this: when I took over, I had to do a bit of assessment because the minister asked me to look at what have been done so far and review. Even though we have approved about 1,500 books for the primary, we also had received some books from the JHS. And trust you me, about 95% of the books that had been brought for assessment was taking us back to objective base. Even though we have moved to the standard base, what it meant was that our writers, our publishers, and our authors and our people were not ready for the standard base.
Were they not aligned from the onset?
Oh yes, but you see, like I said, it takes time. And so I remember the Ghana Publishers Association, they came to me and they expressed their concern and said, look guys, let us do the right thing. It's for the benefit of our children and grandchildren. Maybe I have to develop your capacity. And so we look for funding, and we've trained publishers and authors on standard-based curriculum. And so going back to your question, we realized that we are going to have these challenges. So we developed resource packs for which every teacher can use to write course lesson outline and teach. But you see, we are coming from a situation or an area where let me use in quotes, some of our teachers think that all that they want to teach is to come from the textbook.
The book. So I know of teachers who just pick up the book, look on it, or sometimes even give the student to copy it on the blackboard.
No, I have sat in some schools. I've gone to some schools doing monitoring. Of course, some people don't know me, so when I come, I just take advantage of it and I just sit in. Teachers are writing the things in the book.
Dito.
And you see, that is how sometimes somebody, you are there, they say, go and buy this book. They say, go, because that is what the teacher is using to teach. But we realize that, this new curriculum that we are running from.
Before we go to the new curriculum, what is the essence of this resource pack?
The resource
what is it supposed to do for the teachers?
The resource pack,
teaching.
The resource pack gives all that the teacher needs to know about the subject that he's going to teach, the preparations that he has to do, the various content things that he's going to do, the learning outcomes. They are all packed in the resource pack, and we expect that the teacher should look at it, unpack it, use to develop his lesson notes and lesson plans, and then teach.
So why are they not doing that? Have you given them the right information, orientation on it?
No, I remember I went to some schools and I was just asking the teachers. I saw them, they were talking about it. I said, have you been given resource packs? Yes, yes, I supplied resource packs. I said, where are they? Most of them were in the house. But some of them have not even touched it for a bit.
Do they know the essence of it?
Of course.
So how come they don't use it? And you have heads in these schools.
Of course.
So headmasters are also not concerned about what is happening?
Well, and that is a subject for GES to do. But as I said, we are in collaboration, and we think that we need to up our game in some of these things. Now, having said that, David, we NaCCA, one of our mandates is to develop and approve the teaching and learning materials. As I speak with you now, we've approved so many of these books, and we expect that the procurement, that one is with the ministry and GES. So if people say we don't have textbooks, and I'm like, well, for me, where I sit, I've made sure that we are developing and we are approving correct textbooks that are meant to be. But you see, let me also bring this one in, and I'm not discounting the use of textbooks, the importance of this. I'm not discounting that. But this curriculum that we are running, David, trust you me, is creative based, creative pedagogies that have been put in this curriculum, and we expect the teachers will have to be creative in that. I was at a place and somebody asked me, we looking at the new curriculum and their class sizes, it means that they are going to have challenges. And I'm saying, if you are going to teach children to become creative, I expect you, the teachers, to start being creative. How do you become creative? And of course, the new curriculum also empowers students to be co-learners, co-creators. And so the era of putting the children at one place, then you read, then they continue, then you write everything, and then they recite, it's over. The children need to be put in small groups, and then they will also learn among them, peer learning.
I like that, because we have different levels of assimilation. I could be fast to understand something that has been taught by the teacher. Another person could be slow in assimilating what has been taught by the teacher. But if the teacher is not smart enough to be able to identify who is picking up fast and the other one is picking up slowly, then you're teaching them on the level of the one who's grasping fast.
One of the highlights and one of the greatest highlights in this new curriculum is what we refer to as differentiated learning.
Differentiated learning.
Yes.
Tell me more about it.
Okay. And when we were in school back days, we were arranged in rows, and they said this is A, this role is A, this role is B, this role is C, this A. In 2 weeks' time, they said, no, you can't be in role A, go to role D. Why? We were arranged in such a way that the teacher will focus on the strengths and abilities of the roles. So if this role A, they know that these are fast learners, and the teacher will concentrate on the fast learners in another way. He goes to role C or D, and then he does something which will help the child or bring them up to that level. And along the line, we miss this. Now we have made it intentional to have differentiated learning, where the teacher should be able to check and look at the differences of the child's assimilation, their strengths, and group them in such a way that those that are weak could be brought up. And that is the standard-based learning that we are talking about.
Back to my question. So although it might